It's time for another Dice Tower review with Tim Jennette.
Hey everyone, this is Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple, and today we're going to take a look at an older game. Came out in 2006 by Rio Grande Games, Ruse and Bruise. It's a game for 2 to 6 players. It says on the box about 30 minutes. You might want to plus or minus depending on how many players you have. And it's designed by Lutz Stefanit. I apologize, I probably destroyed your name. But it's a game similar to Smash Up. That's a reverse comparison because Smash Up's much newer, but you have cards in the middle that you play cards to and try to capture those, essentially. And those give you victory points. And after 6 rounds, whoever has the most points wins. But is it good? Let's take a look at it, and I'll show you all the components, how to play it, and we'll come back and I'll tell you what I think. Each player is going to receive a deck of 25 influence cards. Each deck for each player is identical, other than the color, so you got blue. On the front side, you also have a band at the top for the color once they're flipped over. For each player, you're going to create a stack of these goal cards. There's going to be 6. You got one that's face up, and the other 5 are face down for the future rounds. In this case, we have a 6-player game. Put them out there. These goal cards range from 1 to 5, and you have 6 different symbols, which are all shown right now. To begin, each player is going to draw the top 3 cards. That's going to form your hand. And on your turn, you're basically going to play a card and then draw a card. So in this case, let's say I want to go with the queen. She's pretty hungry, so let's go after this corn. And then in turn order, each player is going to continue to play face down cards. Just put some out there just for effect. But eventually somebody's going to play a card in a column that already has a card. It doesn't matter if it's your card or another player's card. Let's say black wants to go after the corn as well. Anytime you place a card underneath a card, the one above it gets revealed. So we're going to reveal the queen. Now everybody knows I have a pretty powerful card in that column. Play is going to continue until all these columns are considered completed. To be completed, you have to have at least that many cards in each column. So 4 cards have to be here, 2 have to be here. If there's at least one column that's not complete, you can continue to put cards. So this can be battled for a long time before another column gets completed and all the rest of the columns are completed, and then you're going to reveal all the cards. Let me show you some of these special abilities on the cards, such as the Assassin. He's a 9.5 power, and whenever a card reveals him, he instantly kills it. The Dragon gives -2 to all the opponent's cards in that column, each one of them. The Traitor, when he's revealed, he's going to swap the goal card in the column you place him with another column. Good way to reverse the thing that people are going after. There are 2 different types of abilities, such as the Traitor's, whose happens when he's revealed, and like the Witch, whose happens at the end of a round. So she's only a power 1, but at the end of the round, if she's still there, she's going to remove all cards in the same column that's a 9 or less, but not herself. And if another player has a Witch in the same column, they cancel each other out, and then they're pretty much just worthless at one point. There's a few more. There's some that's just power. Usually they either have a high power or a lower power with a special ability. Then you've got one for each of the symbols. They start at an 8, but if they're in the same column of a matching symbol, they increase to 12. Alright, back to this. Let's just finish out the round real quick, and then we'll move on to the scoring portion. So let's just put a red card here, flip this over. We have the Explorer. When he's revealed, he gets to travel to the right. So he's going to travel face down, red's going to go up, green's going to flip over, and unfortunately for him, it was the Assassin. So the Assassin's going to kill what it revealed. Put out a blue card. We've got him. He's a 8. He wants corn as well, but he's not in the same column, just because we're randomly doing this. Got the Queen. A Dragon. And we'll put one last one out. If you place underneath the Assassin when he's already revealed, he does nothing. So let's just pretend this is complete and flip over the rest of the cards and tally them up. Red has 11 points here. Green has 10, but he gives -2. So green would win this. And you would do each column like that. Yeah, blue has 16, black has 20, so black would receive this. You pretty much do all these, give them out, then you wipe the board clean, and you flip the new stacks over, and you start a new round. After 6 rounds, all these gold cards will have been divvied out to the players, and then you're going to score. Scoring is simple. If you happen to have a set of 6 cards, such as this player, you're going to add up all the cards and double them. So we've got coins. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, this player does have 2 little red hats here, so only the top one applies. So this is 17 times 2, which is 34. And then -1 for every other card you have remaining. So 33 points for this. If you don't have a whole set, you simply add up your points. So this is 13. And after you do the scoring, whoever has the most points is the winner. And there you have it. That's Ruse and Bruise. Now this game was a surprise for me and my gaming group because I thought I had just bought a cheap game at a convention. We were going to play it once and then probably shelve it. But it turns out to be a really fun game. Our group is really enamored with Smash Up, and it's similar to that, but everyone's on a level playing field. Now, with more players, the game does drag out a bit. So by the 5th and 6th round, you're like, man, I thought the game was going to be over this round. I think with a 3-card hand size, the game is a little bit luck-driven because somebody else might have better cards at you at the time, and then you get better, rewards. So I think with 5 and 6 players, it's probably okay. It didn't seem to be an issue, but with 2 and 3 players, I can see maybe trying out with 4 or 5 hand size to see if that works a little bit more strategically. Haven't tried that, but it's a suggestion. The only thing I can see a problem with this game is somebody searching through your discard pile. Since they're face up, they can calculate what you have by the 4th and 5th round because it's designed to where by the end of the game you've ran out of your discard pile. Maybe on the 6th round you have shuffled once and have 3 cards in your hand. The reminder text on the cards for their abilities I don't think was translated very well, but after one play it's not a big deal. And if you're playing with somebody who's new, you can print off reference sheets or just give them the rule book, and it's not a huge deal. But for instance, the small giant says +3 for further cards. It actually means he gets +3 per other card in the column. Same thing with the Hermit, which is -1 for further cards. The Explorer could have used a line of text instead of just an arrow on the end, even though he's probably like my favorite in the game. The Assassin's probably the worst one. On his card it says remove all cards that he revealed, when in fact he kills off what reveals him. So take it as you will, but it's not a big deal. I don't think it's a huge detriment to the game. I think if they took this game and added like a Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings setting into it, the licensed IP, I think it would do really well. Not only would that license sell the game, but the gameplay is solid. You wouldn't have to come out with expansions or anything like that. And you can have a small package. I don't know, I think it would be great. But otherwise, I recommend the game, especially if you like games like Smash Up. Though the game is out of print, I don't think it's that hard to find. I haven't really looked around though, so if you come across it, definitely try it out, especially if you like little card games where you're taking over things. So anyway, until next time, keep on rocking and rolling dice.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.